Hello, you're listening to Let's Talk About with me, Nicky, and this month's theme is Lost in the Paperwork. As a neurodivergent carer, form filling is my absolute nemesis, my kryptonite. I personally find forms so confusing. The way certain questions are phrased, and being dyslexic, I'll miss words out, add them in, get things in the wrong order. It's like pointless repetition, and it gives me cognitive fatigue. And the executive functioning overload scrambles my thought process to the point where I can hardly even remember my kid's date of birth. Chapter 1, the problem. This isn't just a me problem. I know this for a fact because services that I use, like ADHD plus Perth, Number 3 Autism, Citizens Advice, and the university accessibility teams are swamped with people needing help to fill out forms. The irony is that people who struggle most with ambiguous, confusing forms are often the people who need the forms the most. And they need them because of benefits, healthcare, education, housing. So let's take SAS for an example. The Student Awards Agency Scotland. I thought I've done that form before and I had somebody with me and they've helped me for years now. So I'll try and do it alone this time, which was my first mistake. Question 1 asked me about PT 1 or 2. Did that mean part-time or part 1 or part 2? So I clicked an option and then I couldn't select year 2 at all. So I asked my autism mentor to help because he's like, I can help with forms. And I was like, great. So he got completely confused as well. And then he had to escalate it to the accessibility team. So 1 ambiguous drop down, 3 people, and the matter was still not resolved. In the meantime, I set alarms so I don't forget it exists, because the ADHD part of me, there's no haunting me. I don't remember things because they haunt me because they're there in the background. They just disappear from my brain completely. So if there's no alarm, there's no form. There's no form, there's no funding. It's really that simple. Chapter 2, the real cost. To put it simply, people just don't get the help they so desperately need. I know someone who's self-employed on universal credit, and every month they have to fill in a form to confirm what their earnings are. And every month, ADHD means that they forget that form. And when you forget the form, your payment stops. And no payment means no petrol, no food, no way of getting to the little work that they are able to do. Which means that less income to declare next month, which means the same thing happens. It's a vicious circle and there's really no way out. And this is all because a monthly form assumes everyone has the same relationship with time, memory, admin that a neurotypical person has. And it's not a personal failing. The system just wasn't designed to deal with real people in mind. Chapter 3, Lost in Translation. So the biggest failure of most forms is that they simply can't capture what it feels like to live with a neurodivergent condition, because that's just our norm. We don't always know that we're struggling with something until somebody asks us to describe it. So this question that appears on neurodivergent assessments: how often do you have difficulty keeping your attention when you are doing boring or repetitive work? I mean, it sounds kind of reasonable, doesn't it? But it completely misses the point, because ADHD isn't just about struggling with boring tasks. It's about hyper-focusing for 6 hours on something fascinating while being completely paralysed by a simple email that you've been meaning to send for the last 3 weeks. It's not boring versus interesting. It's about your brain deciding what it will and won't engage with, regardless of what actually needs doing. So if you answer rarely to that question, then suddenly the form thinks you're absolutely fine, when you're obviously not fine. You're just hyper-focusing on the wrong things. I mean, I don't know if there's a simple way to explain that, but I haven't found it. Chapter 4. It doesn't have to be this way. It can actually be done well. Forms can be done well. My university's DSA renewal form is a perfect example of this. Every question has one clear answer. The language is simple and specific, and where multiple answers are needed, there's a multiple choice. That's what a well-designed form feels like. You don't actually notice it and especially when you're dyslexic, because normally you'll just make mistakes, period. But that form doesn't really allow mistakes because of the way it's formatted. The difference between a form that works and one that doesn't isn't really budget or technology. It's about whether the people that designed it stop to think about the person who is going to be sitting on the other side of it answering the questions. Summary. What needs to change? Lost in paperwork isn't just frustrating inconvenience for neurodivergent people. It's a genuine barrier to the support, funding and services that can change lives. The fix isn't complicated. It's plain language, clear questions, logical structure, and a little bit of empathy from people designing the forms. Until then, the rest of us will keep setting our alarms, asking our mentors, and hoping that someone eventually notices the system is failing the people it's supposed to serve. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicky, and if you've enjoyed this episode, please share it. This has been Let's Talk About Lost in the Paperwork. Music and sound effects from Pixabay. See you next month.